All right, guys, welcome to this week's episode of Cooking with Connie. This week, we're doing another candy bar. We're gonna do a Butterfinger bar, and this is a keto version of it. So I've got my 8x8 pan here. I put a little bit of butter in the bottom of it, and I've got my parchment paper in here. So what we're gonna do first for the first layer, this is another one of those layered things. We've got a cup of almond flour, and then I have melted a fourth of a cup of creamy peanut butter and my butter, and I put a fourth of a cup of my monk fruit allulose in there. So I'm gonna put all this together and mix that up, and we're gonna add a little bit of vanilla in there. And then we're gonna push that into the bottom of the pan. So one of the things we're doing with this recipe originally called for like rice, your puffed rice, but I've discovered this puffed quinoa. It's an organic puffed quinoa, and I've started using that in substitution for any of things that calls for like your Rice Krispies and stuff. All that has in it is the quinoa, and the nice thing about quinoa is that it also has more protein in it, so it gives you a little bit more bang for your buck. So you got a really clean ingredient, and it'll give us that crunch that you get with your bars. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this substance in the bottom of the pan. Okay, so this is our bottom layer. We'll get that just kind of pressed out into that 8x8 pan. And then once we do that, then we're gonna put the cup of the quinoa on top of that, and then we'll come back with the next layer of it. So we'll be back real shortly after we get this all organized and get ready to put the next layer on this. Okay guys, we are back. We're gonna do the next layer. So I have poured a cup of the quinoa on top of that base layer that we put in there. And we just wanted to give a shout out to our Tupperware lady, Megan Craze. So we've been using some of the bowls to mix things up in today, and as you can tell, they come in tons of different sizes. So anybody looking for anything like that, Megan Craze, you can find her on Facebook, and we want to thank Megan for letting us use some of her Tupperware. So the next step, after we've got the quinoa down, we've mixed up another batch where we have a half a cup of our creamy peanut butter. So we put a little more peanut butter in it this time. And then we put a fourth of a cup of butter, and we put a fourth of a cup of our monk fruit allulose in there. So then we're gonna pour this over the top of this. That should soak down in there really nice. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let that set in the refrigerator for a little bit to kind of let it firm up. Then we'll put the chocolate layer on it. And then voila, we will have our Butterfinger bars. Let's spread that out just a little bit. Okay guys, so we will be back shortly with the reveal on this one. See you soon. All right, here's our next stage of our Butterfinger bars, and we're gonna add the chocolate to this layer here. And all I've done is take a cup of my milk chocolate choc zero chips and 2 tablespoons of my natural peanut butter, and I melted that in the microwave. So we'll pour that over the top. And then we'll put this back in the freezer to set up. And then once everything is firmed, it will be ready to slice and to eat. So we will be back with the final product in just a little bit. Okay guys, here's our finished product. These are our Butterfinger Keto bars. Barb's tried them out already. She says they're yummy, yummy. So remember, this is Cooking with Connie. We do gluten-free, sugar-free treats. If you've got ideas, send them our way. I'm sure we can come up with something for you to satisfy whatever craving it is and make it gluten-free and sugar-free for you. So remember, like, share, subscribe. We're getting our subscribers up there. We're at 866. We want more. So check out Cooking with Connie for all your gluten-free, sugar-free needs, and make sure to make good choices this week.